if you want to read more, you need to plan that shit. Happy New Year, everyone. So, in my previous video, I talked about the book that I've read last year. So, in this video, I'll be talking about the book that I'll be reading this year, 2025. So, that's really the plan. Last year, it was pretty much freestyle. Like, I saw some books, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read that. I got really interested in it, and I read it fully. Now I have more books in mind, and I'm planning to read all of those. Not sure how it will go, but if I plan this, there's more chance that I actually achieve it rather than just going freestyle. So this year, 10 books in mind, 10 books in mind that I've already chosen, and I'll present this. I'll present those today. So there's a bunch of books that I already had in my library, in my bookshelf, right? In my bookshelf. So it's those books that I want to get through them. There's some of those books I got through gift. Others it's just some book that I bought but like never really finished them. So yeah. So the first one is Living Your Yoga. So actually, this is a book because I used to take yoga classes, and at some point, like I asked the yoga instructor, "Oh, like, do you have any books recommendation for yoga and all that stuff?" And then she gave me this and another book. Actually, it was just before the pandemic, so she gave me the book, and I switched job, and I never went back there because like it was related to my job. Anyways, maybe one day I'll give it back to her if she remembers me. But it's been like what? It's since like 2020. So, anyways, I'm planning on reading this book. I think it should be interesting. Talks about like spirituality and all, and I got like a slight interest in that. So yeah, the second book is it's a French book written by Albert Camus, Le mythe de Sisyphus. So Sisyphus myth, right? So this is a book that I also received as a gift, and at first, like I just looked at the first pages and I felt like it was really challenging. I was like, can I? I'm not ready to read this actually. Yeah. But these past months, I've saw like a lot of reference to this book and this author, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe like I should read it, like try really have to give it a solid try. So it's based on Sisyphus. I think he was like somebody that was in Greek mythology, somebody that was cast. Well, punished. He was punished by, I think, Zeus. I'm not sure. To basically like push a huge rock over and over from the bottom of a mountain to its top. And basically, I guess like the author is like trying like to deconstruct this idea as something bad into something good. From what I know, I also like heard about like absurditism. Not sure if I pronounce it well, but like absurditism. Yeah, I think that's the term. Like as a sort of philosophy. Anyways, like I don't know much about this, but I think it should be an interesting read. I'm pretty sure that there's this book in English as well. But yeah. There's this book, Beyond Good and Evil by Frederich Nietzsche. Nietzsche? I think I'm pronouncing it well. So basically, this book, well, I bought it like a few years ago at Indigo, and and it was it was a sale like of like three for $10, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy all these books. The two other book I'm not interested right now, but this one also like Nietzsche. It's one of like these philosophers that I keep hearing about. Uh, so I'm like, okay, well, I think it's time for me to read it. I think it's time for me to read it, and think like there was another book that I also like talked about it, like Man's Search for Meaning. Like he I think he was really inspired. Viktor Frankl was really inspired by Friedrich Nietzsche. So yeah, you know, with his famous quote, "He who has a why to live can bear anything," something like that. So yeah, that's one of these book on the list for this year. Another book. So this book by Jonathan Mark is Science Racist. Oh man, like that's when I see that like time makes you really like put things into perspective. So when I bought this book, I was like, oh yeah, like he's talking about like science and like explaining how like it's been racist to black people and all, um, and definitely it there's a lot of truth in that, but I feel like my mindset has changed regarding that, and perhaps this book will not even reflect the views that I had before. I really don't know, but yeah, I think this book will basically try to answer this question, and yeah, I'll be able like to really give my opinion after that. Like so far, like I have the idea, I have this like preconceived idea in my head that it's gonna be like a whole bunch of bullshit, but maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. But definitely, like throughout history, uh, there's been a lot of stuff that has been like done that were bad in order like to advance science, and black people have been like a victim of that, unfortunately. A lot of theories that were made to justify the evil done on black people. Definitely, definitely. Now, is science racist in itself? I would say no. Like if it's done really like objectively and all, I would say no. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Another book. So that's really like different. So once again, this is another French book written by Stanislas Spero Adotevi. Negritude et négroloques. So I know that whenever we hear this word in English, I guess I'm gonna pronounce it like the Nigger, nigger. I don't know if my video is gonna be like demonetized for that. Well, I'm not even monetized, but cancel or whatever. I don't know. But I know like in the English world, like it's really like pejorative and all. I feel like in French, it's less, and yeah, so like it's one of these author that like I heard once again like a lot about like this year, and he sort of has like this view of it's like Africa that it is not necessarily in accordance with the majority, so he has a lot of critics. So I think this should be an interesting read. um, I started I started it, but like I never finished it. I felt like it was really like heavy, but now I'm gonna give it another try. You know, so yeah, we'll see about that. So now the two other book are novels. So novel it's something that I sort of like really put a pause on, because I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to learn things and all, and I was like really like discarding like the idea that you can actually learn through novel, but I think it's not true. When I hear people like Noah Ahari, something like that, right? The author of fuck, I forgot but the his recent book is Nexus. He talk about like the power of like stories that we human like we really like well sort of like learn things by stories, whether like they're like true or not. Like this is really like how the we sort of communicate. Not sure if I explain it well, but I think that you can like promote like a bunch of ideas like through simple story rather than just like non-fiction, you know. So yeah, like I started reading with the novel, so now like I'm gonna get back to it. So this book, I'm not sure how I got it. I don't remember, to be honest. I think it was a gift, but I'm not 100% sure. But basically, it's another French book, L'aventure ambiguë, the ambiguous adventure, written by Cheikh Hamidou Kane. I hope I pronounce it well. So I have no idea what's this book about, but it should be interesting. It's a short book, yeah, like less than 200 pages. So I think it should be like a quick read if I really like put my heart into it. So yeah, another book, another novel. In the previous novel is I think it's really like a sort of like an African novel, like based on the cover, and like this one too. This one I know I received as a gift. Um, Soundjata à l'épopée mandingue. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to pronounce this in English. But yeah, another English book about, from what I could see, yeah, I wouldn't be able to say like right now. But yeah, this is one of the book that is on my list. Once again, a short read, less than 150, well, around 150 page, so it should be a good read. So now, like the other five books that I'm planning to read. So this one, yeah, like I haven't bought yet. So I'll have like to just like talk about it and perhaps like put an image on there. Um, so see, so the first one, is okay. Now I already have a list. Okay, actually, so it's gonna be three other books. So I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, yeah, plus other three. Yeah, so I'm good. It's gonna be 10. So the other book is The Disappearance of Rituals. So that book, I heard about it on a YouTube video, and basically the author is a bit critical of like the modern world where we don't really have like a lot of like ritual like we used to have back then. So if you take for instance like one of the comment that I have in mind is ritual like to adulthood, you know. So like ritual like to state that okay, like you are a man now, or like you are a woman now, these kind of things. So these are things that like we used to have before, you know. And in other cultures, I guess like they still do, but as the world is globalizing, you know, these kind of things like are less important, you know, like tradition, all that stuff. It's something that we value less and less. You know, we're more we put more emphasis on like money and like material things. And if you take for example like the most common celebration in the Western world, what do we have? Like there's okay, Halloween, once again, like you have to spend money for that. Like, but it's mainly kids, but like they can, you buy, you get, you get a disguise and all that stuff. Then you have Christmas. Christmas probably like the most capitalistic celebration, even though like it's about like the celebration of Jesus, but like now there's the, well, the, how do you call it, like Santa Claus, that gives gift, all that stuff. And to be honest, like these are, yeah, there's that aspect, but also, there's also like the aspect of like being with the family and all that stuff, which is a really good thing. But I don't know, like it's just like not the same. Um, you can list like the other one, like like Valentine's Day, all the other, but basically there's always like a component of money with that. And the author basically says that like we need sometimes like places where we just gather, uh, like to gather with other people and just like not have to think about like our little self and yeah, like sort of like being part of like something bigger. uh I don't know, basically like this idea, like it's really like stuck to me because I feel like like yeah, it is true. I think it's definitely true, and I'm curious as to what he's gonna say, because I heard that like he's not necessarily at the same time uh like promoting like all ritual, because like he can recognize that like with rituals and all, like especially in the past there were some bad things that come with it, and now like we sort of know better, but like he's still not, he's still like trying like to say that it's something that we should sort of not get back to, but like put some importance in it. So yeah, the disappearance of ritual by Byung Chul Han should be an interesting read. The other book is about productivity. So, Feel Good Productivity, written by Ali Abdall. So yeah, Ali Abdall is one of these YouTubers that I've been following like for not for too long, actually, not for too long, but he's somebody who talks about like productivity, sort of self improvement, like launching businesses and all, and he wrote a book. He's like he's the perfect type of person that I like to read, because like he had like a journey, and now he's somewhere like where most people would like to be. So yeah, yeah, it should be like an interesting read. Like I want to be like more productive and all, in a good way. Have some goals, and yeah, I think that's it for this one. And the last book, this is once again another French book. Comment l'Afrique en est arrivée là, written by Axelle Kabou. How did Africa got here? Written by Axelle Kabou. So this book is a book from an author that I've already read. I haven't talked about her on the channel, this channel actually. Um, but essentially, she's an author. She wrote about Africa and like how like its relationship with development, more like industrialization. So like I'm interested like in reading her other book. So yeah, basically that's it. Like I think it's really like a like a sort of like a criticism of her criticism of Africa and how it does things. Uh, I think it's gonna be similar like to the other book, perhaps like a different from a different angle, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it for the 10 books that I'm planning to read this year. It's already been like a long video, I feel, but yeah, these are my book. I am planning on reading them. I also bought, and this is not a like a publicity and ad or whatever. I bought this thing, sort of like a timer. I think it's gonna be really useful, because like there's always like distraction, and your phone, it can do a lot of things, but like to have like just like one tool where you can actually just press press play or press stop, and you just really like disconnect because you want to focus on something, you want to focus on a task, or you're telling yourself, oh, okay, I'm gonna read like 30 minutes, and whenever like you're being disturbed, you press the button, it stops the clock, and then you go and restart. Because on our phone, like there's only one screen, but like you're there like going on in multiple apps over and over. I don't know. It's a bit annoying. So yeah, this is my productivity tool of the year. So I'll be using that, trying like to read just like 30 minutes a day. Uh, Probably like the morning. Like this is what I've been doing before, but now I also want to go in the gym earlier. So we'll see. I'll like try like to fit that in somewhere. Um, but yeah, this is how I'm gonna be planning to read more. I think it's gonna be possible, like if I really push myself. So yeah, that's for the video. It's been really long. I've been like rambling over and over. But if you got through this video, thank you very much for listening, and share with me what you are planning to read this year. I would like to hear more about that. And on that note, ciao.